to the basics. 22, the baptism of the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh. Let me make it simple for you. Just receive it. That's simple. Yahusha, I believe that Yahusha is the son of Yahuah. I accept him as master and savior, as my salvation. Thank you, Yahuah, for giving me Yahusha. So simple. Same thing with the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh. Thank you, Yahuah. Free gifts. Totally and utterly free. Thank you. And there's examples of what happens and how you know you was baptized with the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, because a lot of them speak in other tongues. Some people speak French. Some people would speak their heavenly language, and French and English and whatever language that he needs them to speak when he needs them to speak it. Yes, he is. He will even interpret for you. You'll be like, I don't know that language. You go and you hear all these words. You'll be like, how do I know what they're saying? Because the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh is the one. Okay? So that's the first thing I need to tell you. Just receive it. Yes, some people, the one guy, he said hot dog. Mine was gaga goo goo. I don't know what mine was. Now it's a language. I don't always know what I'm saying, but a lot of times I do. My son, when he speaks, he's like, yeah, I'm saying this. I'm like, oh, okay. That is what it is. And adults, oh, well, that looks stupid. And stop. Just do it. Humble yourself and let it do. I think I'm just doing it and pretending. Whatever. Receive. Because what he'll do is he'll continue to grow you. So let's talk about this. Yahusha HaMashiach is our salvation and our way to righteousness, right standing with Yahuah, to a relationship with him, that we can get into his presence and know him and seek his face. Yahusha has given us his water. He washed us out and covered us with his blood. So we're walking around looking like him to the Father. And then we have the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, which is the oil. So Yahusha gave us righteousness and salvation, and the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh helps us to live out our righteousness and salvation. He is the empowerer of it. So that as he covers us with his oil, and the blood and the water is already applied to us, that has made us more holy. It helps us to live this life in righteousness, that we are walking vessels. And then, of course, the fire of the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, Yahuah lights us on fire. What happens is you're burning and yet not consumed, because you have the protection of the oil of Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, the protection of the blood of Yahusha, and the water. So the only thing that's burning off is the stuff that needs to get off. The sins, the evil things, the bad thoughts and ignorance, and the stuff in your DNA and the bloodlines that your generations of your ancestors have done against Yahuah. All that gets to burn off, because you yourself are covered by Yahusha, his blood and water, and the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, the oil. And you are able to walk this life out. This is a lifestyle. The Ruakh Ha'Qodesh is the interpreter. When you get in the word, you're like, I used to read it and I couldn't understand. When you accepted the baptism of the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, you get in the word and you're like, wait a minute. Why is the even hitting me in the face? Yep. Because the word becomes alive and well in your existence. It penetrates every iota. You learn how to apply it to your life. Oh, he said tell the truth. He mean the full truth and nothing but the truth. Yeah. Oh, okay. I need to start telling the truth. That's what the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh does. Yahusha, I'll give you some things up in here of examples of when they received baptism of Ruakh Ha'Qodesh. But even in the Old Testament, it said the Ruach came upon Elijah and he outran Ahab's chariot before he got to this other kingdom. And then other times he would take Elijah to different places and disappear him from where he was and take him somewhere else. And one guy was like, man, Elijah, you telling me to go get this dude and you going to disappear, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm like, oh, I don't know where he is. He was right here. No, he not. You going to get me unalive. He's like, no, I'm going to stay here. See, that's the thing. That's what the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh does. He's an empowerer. He's the one that says, Yahuah said, you are, so you are. So let's work together, and you partner with him to help you to be who it is you created to be. You partner with Yahusha, and Yahusha will teach you and guide you how to live out your righteousness. And the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, that's why they're so essential, and they are gifts. Just accept it. I accept it. As my 10-year-old, he's not 10, it was when he was younger, he's like, yeah, I'm not saying anything comprehensible. And I'm like, no, you're not. And it's okay, because you don't understand everything you said. But he must have asked, because he'd be like, gosh, you know, and he'd be like, well, I said this. I'm like, oh, you must have asked him to interpret for you or something. Because he does. He'll interpret his own stuff. I'm like, oh, is that what you said? Mm-hmm. See, so this is it. And even my younger son, he's only 6. Children easy. Adults and young, I don't know if I can do that. Well, do it. Come on. Because praying in tongues, you literally start praying in your heavenly language. Some people, I was pretending. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Because this is real. And I have seen it. When Yahuah woke me up in the middle of the night and said, Tanisha, pray. I was like, what am I praying about? He said, just pray in tongues. And years later, or something else, I hear these stories about this night, at this time, all of a sudden, this went down. People were protected and things like that. He said, I told you to pray. And you bring it back. Even over my family members and things like that. That's what is important. Accept what he's giving you. He's giving you an ability. I pray in tongues many all day long almost. If I'm not eating or talking, I'm praying in tongues. Under my breath. People think I'm smiling. I'm just... So I'm like walking wherever I am. And they're like, oh, she's just smiling away. She's having a happy time. They think I'm smiling at them. No, just... It's easier. You don't know what I'm talking about. You don't hear me praying. But I know that that is doing some things, and that's what he said. Keep praying. You are building foundations and webs and things like that over not just your generation, but the generation to come, and even from farther down the line. So that's why it's so important. Yes, so I'm saying you need to speak in tongues. If you have received a little bit of it, ask him. Ask him for the fire. Yeah, be prepared. Because, like I said, even the scriptures, the and the and's going to be popping out, punching you in the face. You're like, oh, why you hit me with your word? Beautiful thing. So, please, accept the gifts. Baptism of the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh. Back to the basics. 22. Shalom. These are not in order, if you can see. Not at all. So, have a good day. Shalom.